Hey church family, Pastor Michael here, and I'm giving you an update today on what's happening with the reopening of Living Truth Christian Fellowship. I want to first say a big thank you to our pastors, staff, elders, deacons, and the rest of our leaders for their tireless efforts. So much work's gone on behind the scenes, and please be praying for them. Pray for strength and endurance. There's been a lot going on, and we've been trying to stay on top of information that seems to be changing by the day. And speaking of things changing by the day, you may have heard President Trump's announcement about him urging the reopening of churches all across America and urging governors really to get on board with reopening churches. And we're very grateful. Just so you know, about 1,600 pastors met with President Trump in a virtual roundtable on Thursday morning, hosted by the Family Research Council with Tony Perkins. And it was about a 3.5-hour meeting where pastors had a chance to ask questions and pray for our government leaders on a federal level. So encouraging to see so much of the cabinet that are believers. Mike Pompeo, William Barr, Dr. Ben Carson. And then we heard from President Trump, and President Trump told the pastors that he was going to make an announcement, and true to his word, he made the announcement that churches need to open up. Now you might be asking, well, what is Living Truth Christian Fellowship doing? We've already announced that we're opening on the 31st with hundreds of other churches in Southern California. And I want to give a big shout out to Churches United in California, to groups of pastors who have taken stands and tried to communicate with the governor respectfully, been praying. And it's been really a collaborative effort to try to balance the tensions that we've been talking about, where we want to submit to the authorities, but we have First Amendment rights and we want to worship the Lord and honor His word. And by God's grace, He's opened up some wonderful doors that's taken some of the pressure off of the opening on the 31st. So let me quickly just tell you what's going on. So this coming Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, as fitting as that is, remembering those who fought and died for our country, and to keep us free, we're doing what we might call a soft reopening. Let me qualify this so you understand. We're going to have our staff and some of our volunteers here during the live stream this Sunday morning. So this is not for the whole church. This is going to give us an opportunity to kind of figure out spacing and train our people on what we're implementing. And speaking of what we're implementing, probably early next week we will give you a PDF of our church reopening plan, which will lay out the things that we're doing to take steps to keep everybody safe. You see, we want to reopen, but we want to reopen responsibly. We realize there is a virus out there, and we realize that people can still get sick, and we want to protect especially the most vulnerable among us. We're going to recommend that you wear face coverings. I know that this is a debatable thing. We're not going to require them, but we're going to strongly recommend them. We're going to employ social distancing. We're going to ask everybody to make sure they're washed up and all that good stuff. And so that's all going to be in the reopening document. Now, some of you have been hearing about church reservations and you're wondering, well, how do I make a reservation? I don't see that on the website or the app. Well, it's coming. And about the middle of next week, probably on Wednesday at some time, we'll open up reservations. And you can make a reservation to sit in the sanctuary or the courtyard on Sunday morning. We are coming out with 3 new Sunday morning service times of 7, 9, and 11 a.m. And we're asking you to reserve your spot for those services. We may add a 4th service based upon demand in the evening. We're willing to do that for hopefully for a short time. And we'll tell you more about that, but we're going to see how many people sign up and how big the demand is at the beginning. I also want to let you know that we're going to continue to live stream our services. Some of you have been benefiting from that. Some of you are not ready to come back to church yet, and that's okay. The 9 a.m. service will continue to be streamed. And for those of you who are out of state and you've become part of our congregation watching online, we appreciate that. We do want you to find a church that's close to you to be part of that fellowship, but we're grateful that you're with us, and we'll continue to stream the 9 a.m. service. So that's the update right now. We need to take a moment. Let's just take a deep breath to praise our God for His faithfulness and then to think about how we approach the coming weeks. I know there's a lot of debates about information and all this stuff and what we should do or shouldn't do, but let's keep in mind that we're to love one another. We're to walk in the fruits of the Holy Spirit. We're to be charitable and gracious with one another. We're to be patient with one another, and we're to consider our most vulnerable. And so I want to tell you, if you're not ready to come back to church yet, you have some underlying health concerns, then don't come back yet. Nobody is forced to come back to church. We're just celebrating that we can come back. And we know that many of you are ready to come back. You're kind of chomping at the bit, and we're excited to return. But if you're not ready, that's okay. If you have an underlying health concern, that's okay. We are going to take steps. We have teams in place to sanitize things, to distance people as best we can. We're making suggestions on the face coverings. We're going to try to put things in place to keep everybody safe because we love you. We love one another, and we want to reopen responsibly and do it well. And just in case we have media that shows up here or somebody who comes here just to see what we're doing, let's do it right, brethren. Let's be a good witness. Let's be salt and light. We want to come here to worship our God, but we also have a witness to our community. And so we want to do things well, and we want to do them in order and to the glory of God. We are so excited to see you on May 31st, Pentecost Sunday. What a great day to open the church. And that's what we're going to do by God's grace. And we're planning on seeing you here. Make your reservation middle of next week. And if you have any questions, you need prayer, call the church office. We're here Tuesday through Friday from 9 to 4 p.m. And remember, please be praying up to the opening because we're in a spiritual battle as well. And we got to realize that. But the battle belongs to the Lord, and greater is He that is in us than he that's in the world. We'll see you on May 31st. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.